He's the complete polar opposite of Ronnie, isn't he? In today's reaction, we have Andy BIERSACK talking to a DJ called Jesse Lee from Sirius XM. The tagline of the video is "Why Andy BIERSACK is in Falling Reverse's Bad Girls Club music video." I didn't even know he was. Let's check it out. Right, okay, let's find out why Andy BIERSACK is in Falling Reverse's Bad Girls Club.
You and Ronnie Radke actually go way back, right?
I knew that.
I've known Ronnie. I met him when I guess I was 16. It was 2007, and my friends at the time wanted to go see Bullet for My Valentine, and it was actually at Bogart's, and I tagged along. And Escape the Fate was opening for Bullet on that tour, and I'd never heard of Escape the Fate. We caught a little bit of their set, and then I'm pretty bad socially. Like, I'm kind of whatever the opposite of a social butterfly is. I'm sort of the
I wouldn't have thought that.
Not the wallflower, because wallflower indicates that you go somewhere and stand at the wall. I just don't go anywhere. So if I'm ever out,
a recluse, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. So I remember hanging back in Bogart's. There's like the back bar area where the merch is. And I was just hanging around back there, you know, weird kid, didn't know what to do, didn't know anybody to talk to. And Ronnie, like, stormed back there and, you know, in a very Ronnie way, was sort of very charismatic and talking to everybody. And he started shouting at me like, "Hey, are you Nikki Sixx?" Like, kind of in a teasing way, right?
Who's Nikki Sixx? Does he look like somebody called Nikki Sixx? Is that what it is? I mean, I get it. It's Ronnie Radke. He likes to joke about. And sometimes he likes to joke about in an aggressive manner to come across different than what he actually means. He's in Motley Crue, right? Okay.
Started shouting at me like, "Hey, are you Nikki Sixx?" Like, kind of in a teasing way, right? And he goes, "I'm Nikki Sixx too." And then we started talking about, ironically, Motley Crue and, you know, the visual side of rock and everything. And we really hit it off. And there's actually a photo of us from that night that floats around all the time, because he was like, "Oh, somebody got to take a picture with us, the two Nikki Sixxes." And so there's a picture of us from the gig that I've seen for years and years. And since then, you know, we stayed in touch over the years. And then around the time that I was 22, 23, we toured together. And, you know, we've always just had weird circumstantial things like, you know, we were rehearsing at a place, and next door he was working on his mixtape. So I walk out to smoke a cigarette, and, you know, he's next door, and next thing I know, we're doing that Asshole song.
Right. That was that mixtape. I was going to say there was a song that he did with Andy BIERSACK called Asshole, wasn't there? Because obviously I did the reaction to that. Right, okay, so this was still back in the early days when they were just like friends, not like they are now, sort of thing. Right, okay. Interesting.
He's next door, and next thing I know, we're doing that Asshole song. Or, you know...
So that came together, like, completely by random?
Well, he had hit me up, and then you know, it's one of those things where, again, I'm sort of a little bit of a phantom when it comes to socializing. Like, you know, admittedly, I'm not very approachable. And it's not because I think I'm better than anybody. I just don't, like, I forget that I'm supposed to talk to people. So I'm what you might call a bad friend. Not in the way that I'm a bad friend. Like, I'm there for the people I love. It's just that I forget about being a friend to people. But
what he's saying basically is, if he doesn't know somebody or they don't know him, and he talk up to him, he probably gets a little bit shy. He gets a bit socially awkward, like I said. After seeing some of the Black Veil Brides videos and some of the stuff that Andy BIERSACK does in them videos, he doesn't come across as a guy that is socially awkward. This is a guy with a lot of bravado. This is a guy with a lot of energy, and, you know, he looks very, very confident in his videos. But then you see him like this, and he looks very, very rabbit in the headlights type. Even talking to this guy, do you know what I mean? It's weird. I'd have thought it'd have been like, I mean, he's the complete polar opposite of Ronnie, isn't he? Because Ronnie, like, is straight in the camera, doesn't care who he's talking to. He'll talk to anybody. Ronnie, he's not socially awkward in the slightest. In fact, if he sees someone that he's never spoke to in his life who looks like someone, i.e. Andy BIERSACK looking like Nikki Sixx, he just goes, "It's Nikki Sixx." Do you know what I mean? That's Ronnie Radke. He's full of bravado, and he would say it if he sees it, sort of thing. So It's weird to me, this, because I thought he would have been very, very similar to Ronnie, but he's not. You know, he's like the anti-Ronnie.
There for the people I love. It's just that I forget about being a friend to people. But
maybe you just like disassociate or something. Maybe that's what it is.
I'm just so busy like buying action figures and drawing and making costumes and sitting in my room. The only person in the whole world that I love that I remember to talk to every day is my wife, because you know, like that's my number one. Yeah. But if you fall under...
What about your dad? Your dad's a legend. Your dad always comments on my videos of Black Veil Brides. He likes it. Likes my reactions as well.
Is my wife, because you know, like that's my number one. Yeah. But if you fall under that category, it's very hard for me to remember to talk to people. But again, that's my fault. But so we were, and then like similarly, we were living in downtown LA at the time, and I was driving to our loft that we lived in at the time, and I see this music video being shot, and there's all these lights and everything everywhere, and it was nearby. And I thought I saw Ronnie, and I hit him up and I go, "Yo, are you shooting a video downtown right now?" He's like, "Yeah." And I go, "You're literally like right across the street from where I live." He's like, "Oh, really? I'll be in the video." So then I'm in
You're shooting a video across the street from where I live. Can you imagine the conversation? Want to be in the video? Do you know what I mean? Just put him in. Nikki Sixx is coming into Bad Girls Club.
Downtown right now. He's like, "Yeah." And I go, "You're literally like right across the street from where I live." He's like, wow. Come be in the video." So then I'm in the Bad Girls Club video. I was literally just wearing the clothes that I was wearing driving home.
Really?
Walked up, didn't know the song. So people ask me all the time, like, "Why are you in the Bad Girls Club video?" And there is no answer.
No, there's not.
I lived where they were filming it, and I just came down. Yeah. So I've known Ronnie for years and years, and we've always had a good relationship. And obviously, he is exceedingly successful and deservedly so when it comes to, you know, I've always said, whether he likes the comparison or not, I've always looked at him sort of as like a David Lee Roth of our era, you know, where
that's accurate.
He is extraordinarily entertaining and says stuff to try to get people's attention and tries to mess with people, and is very funny and charismatic. But also, you know, like if you watch David Lee Roth in an interview, people be like, "I can't believe he said that." And I think in a lot of ways, that's sort of the way that Ronnie is pretty often.
I like that. Yeah, he is definitely the new age David Lee Roth.
Okay, so I'm rubbish with names and stuff. Who's David Lee Roth? What band or artist is he? I don't know who the hell that is by name. I might know his face if I saw his face, but I don't know his name. But Van Halen singers, well, there you go. No, I don't know. The only thing I know about Van Halen is Eddie Van Halen, and that is it. But yeah, some interesting points there. I mean, as soon as he started talking about Ronnie and the way he is, you just know. I mean, you've seen him on Twitch. He's not giving a shit what he says to people. Do you know what I mean? And it's very, very accurate. It's an accurate portrayal of Ronnie from his perspective. But as far as Andy being socially awkward, I would never have guessed that. I mean, the story about him getting the video because he's basically across the street is hilarious. Come in the video, yeah, he could be walking around with, I don't know, Simpsons t-shirt on or something. You know what I mean? And then just like walking, in the video. I didn't even, you know what, saying that, when I did Falling in Reverse reactions, the first lot with Bad Girls Club in it, I didn't know who Black Veil Brides were or Andy BIERSACK, so I wouldn't have recognised him in the video anyway. Do you know what I mean? But I'm going to watch the video back now and see where he was. Anyway, what did you guys think of this reaction? Let me know in the comments. If you want to check out any more interviews, there'll be a playlist right up there. Don't forget to subscribe. It's the best way to support creators. See you next time.